Hi everyone, I hope you're all having a fabulous day. Today I am here to do a tutorial on an acetate tag. I've already made two and I thought I'll just record my third one that I'm doing. So here are some of the supplies that I'll be using. So I'm using this beautiful paper pad which I recently purchased. It's the Crafter's Companion Sarah Signature Collection and it's the Vintage Tea Party. I've just completed making a really beautiful personalised card, which I can't share because it's really personalised. So I've used this paper pad for that, and I'll also be using the beautiful vintage doily die, which is really pretty, very intricate. So for this particular tag I'll be using this tealy blue kind of a shade, and all I'm going to do is just layer some of these, both of these up onto this beautiful acetate. I'm going to show you the acetate like this. It is really stunning. I've had this for a few years now, and it's Kanban acetate, so you can use whatever acetate you want. And if you want to get this kind of effect, you can also use a background stamp with some silver embossing powder. But you just have to be really careful with heating because it is acetate and it can easily warp. So I got this inspiration from my friend Malika, who is Aola DIY, and I've seen a couple of pictures on Facebook that she did of acetate tags and they look just so beautiful, and I thought I had to try this. So this is my acetate sheet that is going to be the base of my tag. And then all I'm going to do is just start chopping these up. So I'm not going to use any scissors for cutting. I'll be using scissors for distressing the edge, and I'm just going to decide which I want on the top. I'm not going to use the floral bit here because I want it to be quite just one colour, and I'm going to use my own flowers to embellish. So I've decided I'm going to use this one as the base. I think no, I'm going to use this one as the base, and I'm going to just start tearing, and it has got a white core to the paper, which is nice, and I just want to tear and get that white showing like this. I'm going to tear a bit off the bottom like so, and just a bit off the edge here. Okay. And to get my tag shape, I've just taken one of these Prima tags as a template. It's not as long as this, it's just a bit shorter. I'll give you the measurement of my tag actually if you want to know. It's 7.5 by 3.5, so it's a nice chunky tag. So I've got my first layer here, and it's all about layering, so I'm going to put that slightly towards the top. Then I'm going to get this one, which is a different print, and this time I'm actually going to have like a fatter piece, like a square, and I'm going to use scissors to distress this. So get my scissors. This gives a different kind of a look each time you cut things differently, and again it brings out the white around the edge. And I'm not going to be too neat because I want it to look shabby and rough. This bit isn't going to be seen, so I'm not too fussed about that. Okay, so on a layer up here I've cut my doily, and this is what it looks like. It's so cute. So I'm just thinking I'm going to have my flowers around here. So I'm just going to get some down and get an idea. My little sentiment, it says to someone special, and this is also a Kanban sentiment that I've had for a while, so I'll be using that. And I'm just going to rough up the edges of this. It's really pretty because it's got the foiling around the edge, if you can see that. Sorry about the glare, it's very reflective. So I want another piece for here, and I'm just thinking I'm going to use this bit here that came off the bottom of there, and then I think I want a bit more of the damask. Just a piece So I've got two sides with a tear, and then I'm going to have two sides like this. It's a bit thinner. It's all about layering. And then I like that, and I think I'm going to have this piece probably peeking behind here or up there somewhere like that. So I'll put that to the side for a sec. I've also got a tiny piece of lace which I want to add, because you know me and my pretty laces, and I think I'll have the lace down here. So I only need 3 little sections, so you can use your scraps of lace for something like this. Okay, just neaten the edge of the lace. Okay, and then I'm going to get a sticking. So let's see. I think I want my doily probably this way. Let's shuffle it along. So I can have this whichever way I want, because the florals don't have a particular direction. So you just need to play around and see how you want things. And it's all about layering. And I might have this like that, like so, and then I'm going to have my flowers here. So I think that looks okay, and I'm going to get a sticking. Okay, so for the base layer, because I don't want it to look messy on the back, I am going to use some glossy accents because it dries clear. You can use whatever glue as long as it dries clear, and I'll be using some double-sided foam on the other layer, so I didn't want all of those showing at the back because I want it to look nice and neat. Okay, and then this layer I want on double-sided foam. I think I'll have that one this way. Yep. So I'm going to get a sticking now. So this piece can go on flat. I'm just going to put a bit of hot glue on the back just to stick on here. And then this piece, which I keep forgetting which way I want it, probably want it there. I'm going to have that on double-sided. So I've got some foam here. Stick it down. This foam pad, these rolls are actually from the pound shop, and they are so good because even though they're super sticky, you can just tear them with your hand, and you don't need scissors, and so your scissors don't get messed up with the nasty, you know, the glue that's on the actual foam. So it's really good to just tear. Okay, so that's going to go about here like that. I want my doily where it can be seen a bit, so I want it up here. Yeah. So onto the doily, before I put that down, I've got some of this burlap string, and all I'm going to do is just twist it on my fingers, get a bit of a loopy shape thing going on. And I'm going to just place that on, I want it a bit wider, I want it there. So all I'm going to do is just put a bit of glue here so I know where the sentiment's going to go, and that will be covered. And then this piece here that I kept aside, I'm just going to layer on top of that. So I'm just going to do the same, distress the edges where it's going to be shown. And then I'm going to mount that like so. That's going to go about there. So a bit of glue on here. That's going to go there. Just offset it so you get a bit of a green border. And then this will go here. Actually, I'm just thinking if I have it just off to this side a bit more, then I can have my flowers over here. Yeah, I want it like this so my flowers can stay here. So I'm just gonna put a bit of glue on the back of the sentiment, and this string is just for texture, so what I'm going to do anyway, I'm going to add a bit more onto it afterwards. So far that looks very layered, very pretty. Now onto my flowers, and then for my flowers I've got a bunch of Wild Orchid Craft flowers. I was going to use some Prima flat flowers, but they're all quite big for this tag, so I've decided to use some of these taupe coloured Wild Orchid Craft flowers, and I thought that colour looked really nice with that green, so I'm going to go with that. So I'm just going to get an idea of my flowers, how I'm going to put them down. So I need to put my lace down as well, so I'm just going to bob my lace here. And for the lace, I will lightly put some hot glue, just trying to see which is the right and the wrong way of the lace. Just a bit of, tiny bit of hot glue, not too much because it is acetate. Just tiniest bit, like that. And then I want to get rid of these green bits off my flowers, so I'm going to cut the backs off. I'm going to do the same on this one. So I'm going to use one big, two of this medium size, and then I've got a few of these sprays, not sprays, rosebuds, and I'm going to use those as well. So I'll use 3 at a time. One of the heads has just come off, so get those, just twist them together like so. Cut the ends off. So I've got a nice little collection of rosebuds as well. So it's all about filling the space up now with some pretty flowers. Okay, I've got these and these, and then I've got some smaller ones, and I'll probably use 3 or 4 of those. Just going to get them off. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take the green bits off and the backs off. It's quite fiddly, but it's worth it. And I've not used my Wild Orchid Craft flowers for a while now, and I have got loads and loads from when I used to design for them. So I'm going to enjoy using these. And I have, because recently I've been doing a lot of lacy kind of things, I don't really use my paper flowers, but I really want to get back into using everything. Okay, so here's my tag with these bits like so, and then I'm going to start adding my flowers. So I'm going to have the big one round about there, and I'm going to be careful not to go over to the acetate with my glue. I'm going to try to stay on the papers. And I've got this one, which is going to be here. Add the rosebuds. I'm just trying to get a nice little cluster thing going on. And then I'm going to add, I'm going to take another layer off because I think this one's a bit too big for the top corner. And that's going to get tucked here. These rosebuds are going to go in here, like that. And then I'm going to add some of these smaller ones. I'll probably use another one of these medium ones. Wow, and the sun's just come out. I hope it's not too much glare for you all. just add them wherever you want. And I've got one more. I think I don't need any more after this. So that's how that's looking. I'm just going to draw the blinds a bit because it is quite bright. Hope that's okay. So that's how that's looking. And now I think I want a bit more of the strings. So I've got a couple of pieces here, and these are all pieces that I've used. So I'm going to create a double bow. Really simple, just going to do that. Create my double bow for my tag. And string and muslin just gives really nice texture and just makes it a bit more shabby. Cut off the ends, and I'm going to have this down here. Put a bit of glue behind my bow. I'm going to have my bow just on that paper there, and then I think I want a bit more behind the flowers up there. So I've got a bit more here, and like I said, these are just bits that I've used, and I don't throw these little bits because, you know, they can be really useful, like right now. So all I've just got a bit together there, and I'm just gonna twist them together. Maybe add a tiny bit of glue here, don't burn yourselves. Bit of glue, let it cool a bit, and then just give it a little twist. And then I'm gonna trim bits of it off. Not going to be too neat because I want them all different lengths anyway. And I'm going to put it behind my rosebuds here. So a bit of glue, tuck that in, and that looks finished. I'll just take a bit more off this one, not too much of it, get a bit carried away. And then last few things left to do on this is punch a little hole on the top. So I found my cute little punch from years ago, and I'm just gonna use that. You can use your crocodile and whatever, but I like the size of this one. It's a fat hole, which is great because I'll be using some white crochet lace to use as the top here. And before I do that, I want to add some good old gesso to my flowers. So I'm just gonna move my scissors out of the way, and like I always show you how I do it, excess on here, and then just dab your flowers with a brush. And one last messy thing to do is use your finger to edge the whole thing. So I want, just thinking it, that's fine. So you go in with the gesso, because I want the acetate to stand out a bit. Gonna just put a bit of gesso on my fingers and just run it round the sides of all the edges. You can see instantly like pops a bit more. There's nothing difficult about this, just using your fingers. I think that's the easiest method of doing this, and probably the quickest. And this is heavy gesso, so after it dries it will leave a bit of a texture, like a raised texture, which I think is quite nice. See what I'm doing there. Go behind that. And one last bit. And it all adds to the character if you have some fat bits, some thin bits. Okay, And I think that is it with the gessoing. And one last thing to do is put my crochet lace on the top, so I'm just going to snip a bit off, and this is how I do mine. So I'm going to turn it on the back, make a little loop, thread it through, and then thread it through the loop here. And because it's acetate, you can see I've messed a bit of my gesso here. Just wipe it away. And that is it. So I will be trimming that off in a bit. I'm just going to give it a second to dry. So that one says to someone special. And then I have one like this. This one says happy birthday. Same thing. Again, I just need to trim the tops off. So the pink is with the white, and then the green is this one. So this is more blue, this is more green. So I think that looks really, really good, and it was really, really fun and easy to create. So that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you soon. Bye.